This week has been really hard. For the past few weeks or so, my weight has gone up again. Right now, my weight is the highest that it's ever been in my life, and I guess I'm struggling to accept that at the moment. Like last month, my weight was sort of staying fairly stable, I guess, and so my team told me that I was weight restored, and I kind of thought that I was weight restored as well, but nope, my body had other plans for me, and so now my weight has jumped up again, and so last month when I was weight restored, I was so relieved. I was like, thank goodness this terribly frightening process of weight gain is over, and it's not. Seeing the number on the scale and also just seeing myself in like shop windows or in photos, my thoughts just turn really nasty. I end up just thinking about my weight a lot, way more than I should, and it just preoccupies my mind when I'm trying to study, and it's really hard to focus, and it's really scary because I might still need to gain more weight. Like, I don't get to decide the healthy weight for my body. Just the past few weeks, I've grown out of more of my clothes, and like yesterday I was wearing jeans that have never fit me before, and now they do. I was gonna give them away because they were too big for me, but I'm glad that I held on to them. And the temptation to restrict and try to suppress my body weight is high, but I'm not going to do that, and I haven't been doing that. I've still been eating and doing the actions for recovery, but it is difficult. When I think back to other significant weight gains throughout my recovery, I remember that the first week or two, they're always the most difficult, and so I'm just trying to just get through those couple of weeks, keep eating, keep challenging myself, and hope that I will feel more comfortable in my body. I mean, it is an adjustment when you gain weight and when it's noticeable that there's so much more to life than suppressing my body weight, and when I look back on my life, I'm not going to be grateful for restricting my intake so that I could fit into my old tiny jeans or something. Restricting takes away so much of my life. I think in periods where I feel badly like this, it's easy to forget how horrible it was to be trapped in my eating disorder, how much of life I lose from restricting, and it doesn't even have to be restricting a lot, but just a little bit. There's so much more to life than worrying about living in a slightly bigger body. I've been trying to remind myself of everything that weight gain has brought me. I'm much more creative now. I have closer friendships because I can actually go and hang out with my friends and eat with them, and I have energy to do so. Energy itself is a big one. I don't spend the afternoons just lying on my bed waiting for the hours to pass because I don't have any energy to do anything. I generally have a lot more headspace as well. I'm definitely way less anxious about food than I used to be. I can sleep through the night. My sleep is much better. I'm much more flexible and spontaneous now. This week, when it was my lab mate's birthday, someone brought along a cake and I joined in, and it was spontaneous and it was fine. And it's really nice to be able to join in with things like that. Eating disorders are so isolating. And I also have much more ability to think about the future now. I actually want to be alive to experience more of what life has to offer. One of the other things that's helped me this week is making an effort to do things that I wouldn't have felt able to do during my eating disorder, or if I was restricting. Went out with a friend to a cafe for morning tea, and we shared banoffee pie and a cheese brioche, which was really nice and something I never would have done when I was trapped in my eating disorder. And I did feel a little anxious afterwards. So I'm just making a cheese toastie for lunch, which has actually taken me a long time to do because I've just stupidly been negotiating with my eating disorder, and it's really frustrating because I know that I want a cheese toastie because I keep thinking about it, but then my head just fires back with all these reasons not to have it. And I think I'm especially scared to have it because I went out for morning tea this morning with a friend, which was really nice. That's one of the reasons that I'm so happy to be this far in my recovery, because I want to be able to do things like that. But I guess it was kind of challenging because I've never actually had banoffee pie before, and my head tells me that that's more than I would usually have for morning tea, and I don't know if that's true or not, but it doesn't matter if I had more. I still need to have lunch, and I know that I'm gonna have lunch. But my head just still has all these thoughts. And I already had a corn cob. I find it helpful sometimes to just eat something, even if it's not gonna be my whole lunch, just to eat something, and that sometimes quietens the thoughts down a little bit and I get a bit more courage to eat what I actually want. Anyway, so I'm gonna have a cheese toastie now, and I'm gonna put apple in it, which I've never tried before, but I think people do it and I want to see what it tastes like. And I'm also kind of scared to do that because what if it tastes bad and it's a waste of calories or whatever, but that doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a waste of calories, or yeah, so and I want to try it. It's also a benefit of recovery, is trying different foods, so I'm gonna have that now.
We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya.
But going out to cafes, going out to dinner, I also went out for drinks with a friend. Doing stuff like that reminds me why I am on the recovery pathway, because there's no way I would do those things if I was trapped within the rigidity of my eating disorder. Or I might do them, but I would feel so anxious beforehand and just be thinking the whole time about food and how I could possibly make up the calories and all that stuff. So it's really nice to be able to actually be present with my friends now. So even though weight gain is really hard, really scary, expensive to some degree because I keep having to buy new clothes, I'm actually gonna have to buy like a whole set of new bras because none of them really fit anymore. I'm just trying to sit with my body, accept that this is my body at the moment and it's a vehicle for me to live my life the way that I want to. In this body I can eat whatever I want. I might gain more weight, I probably will gain more weight, and that's okay. That's what my body needs, and there's more to life than fitting into a tiny pair of jeans. So I actually recorded this video last week or even over a week ago now, when I was feeling really badly, struggling a lot with my body, and now I'm feeling a lot better, and I want to talk about the things that have helped me this past week or so. But I've kind of run out of time in this video, so I'm gonna make another video and post that next week about more about things that have helped me. But I did just want to quickly pop on and say that feeling badly about your body doesn't last, and if you keep pushing on in recovery, don't restrict, don't over exercise or compensate, just keep going, keep challenging yourself. You will adjust to how you see your body, and you will enjoy your life more, realize that weight is not important. And I mean, it takes longer than a week to realize this, but even in just a week, I feel so much better. And so I will often set short-term goals with myself, like, okay, I'm feeling really bad now, but let's just make it to next week and see how I feel then. And if it's better, then I know that I need to keep going. And every time it has been better. So just don't give up, keep fighting, and I'll talk more about this next week, but lots of love to you in the meantime, and thank you for watching. Okay, bye.